He spoke, in the end, for 65 minutes. President Trump's first cabinet meeting, an event as wide-ranging as it was unpredictable. Gaza, China, Ukraine, even the price of eggs, nothing, it seemed, was off the agenda. Of course, his right-hand man, Elon Musk, had a few interjections too. No surprises, he had gushing praise for the president until Mr. Trump told him to sit down. Among the noise, though, there was confirmation of a major deal with Ukraine, allowing the US to access valuable minerals. But even then, Volodymyr Zelensky's heart may well have fallen, as he heard Mr. Trump rule out security guarantees in the event of any peace deal. Now, that will be the key talking point when Sir Keir Starmer visits the White House tomorrow. He's currently mid-Atlantic and on his way to visit Mr. Trump. Our US correspondent Dan Rivers now on the new normal in Trump's America.
In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. In a week in which a new world order appeared to be emerging, tonight Donald Trump allowed cameras to film the politicians who were helping to shape it. Among those around his cabinet table, Elon Musk.
Elon, let the cabinet speak just for a second. Is anybody unhappy with Elon? If you are, well, throw him out of here.
But some of the focus here was not on cost-cutting, but on Ukraine. The president confirming again it will be Europe, not America, which will underwrite any peace deal.
Well, I'm not going to make security guarantees beyond very much. We're going to have Europe do that.
And he confirmed President Zelenskyy will be coming to Washington to sign a new agreement giving American firms access to Ukrainian mineral wealth.
It's a great deal for Ukraine, too, because they get us over there. We're going to be working over there. We'll be on the land. And, you know, in that way, there's sort of automatic security because nobody's going to be messing around with our people when we're there.
And for the first time, he appeared to concede Vladimir Putin would have to compromise for peace.
Will he have to make concessions, President Putin?
Yeah, he will. He's going to have to. And I believe that because we got elected, that war will come to an end.
Last night in Ukraine, there was little sign of that. Russia continues to prosecute this war without mercy. A drone strike in Kyiv, despite President Trump's claim Russia wants peace. The first step to any ceasefire might be the mineral deal, which would draw in American investment.
If we understand that the US will be one of the countries or one of the leading countries who give security guarantees, then this could be a success or the first step towards the sustainable fair peace growth of the Ukrainian economy.
Very good to see you, sir. How was everything?
The Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov has been in Qatar this week, where he rejected the idea of European peacekeepers in Ukraine, calling it a deceit. As Keir Starmer heads to Washington this evening, the shape of any future truce remains opaque, but his promise to boost Britain's military budget reflects a new reality. America can no longer be relied on to guarantee peace in Europe or Ukraine. Keir Starmer's announcement on defence spending may placate Donald Trump ahead of their meeting tomorrow, but he is facing considerable scepticism from Republicans in Congress who feel it's too little, too late.
I think Europe needs to pull their weight in Ukraine, ma'am. I don't think they've been doing anything compared to what we've been doing, the American taxpayers.
He's real good at making promises. He's a little short on delivering. I'll believe it when I see it.
The war needs to end, but it needs to end honorably and justly. But the main thing is ends without creating conditions for another invasion.
The countdown now underway for the most consequential Anglo-American meeting since the Second World War. A new chapter for the special relationship and a new vision for the entire European security architecture, which appears increasingly fractured. Dan Rivers, ITV News, Washington.
The Foreign Secretary David Lammy will be in that meeting between Donald Trump and Sir Keir Starmer tomorrow. He told our political editor Robert Peston that an American backstop could involve air defences, even if the US is unwilling to put soldiers into Ukraine.
America has said they will not deploy, so it's not across the NATO family because America will not deploy troops.
America has been clear on troops in Ukraine, but of course America does have troops, many tens of thousands of troops in Europe. That's hugely important because Poland, the Baltics and others would want to ensure that they're not putting troops in Ukraine and they're not covered in their own backyards, in their own country. So that's one. Two, yes, of course, it's about air defences. Three, it's about economic power and sanctions snapback. It's also about kit and military kit.
And you can watch that full interview on the Peston programme a little bit later tonight. But right now, let's speak to Robert in Washington. So, Robert, exactly what's going to be on the agenda then tomorrow?
So we've just heard from Dan, the American president, saying that actually America will not provide a security guarantee to Ukraine to preserve its borders if there is a peace deal with Putin. He wants Europe to provide all of that. Now, that's an absolutely terrible backdrop for this meeting tomorrow. I mean, the reason I asked David Lammy about the nature of that American guarantee is because David Lammy said to me shortly before that little clip you saw that the biggest thing that Keir Starmer wants tomorrow is a promise from President Trump that were, Putin in the future to invade again, that America would be there on our side. And so, I mean, it's hard to overstate both the importance of this meeting tomorrow and how incredibly difficult it will be for Keir Starmer. Talking to lots of officials and ministers in the days and hours leading up to this, they say they've been doing the most enormous amount of preparation. They talk to American officials. But the reason why they are so anxious about this meeting is because Donald Trump is like no Western leader any of us have encountered in modern times, that in the end, he decides what he wants to do. He decides often on the spur of the moment. And so, yes, it's all terribly important. But actually, as of this moment, trying to forecast the outcome, well, that's definitely a mug's game.